Horns up and welcome to a brand new episode of Meet India, my new series where I take you on a culinary journey across the many states of India and showcase some of the best meat and seafood this country has to offer. And today we're going to be traveling to the state of Goa, which is a much loved and very popular holiday destination, and almost everybody knows Goa. Now, the cuisine and culture of Goa has been heavily influenced by the Portuguese who ruled there for 450 years. And from this influence has come one of India's most popular and well-known dishes, Vindaloo. And that's exactly what we're going to be making today. Authentic Vindaloo is always pork, and that's why we're making pork Vindaloo. We're going to make a Vindaloo paste from scratch and marinate the pork with that for 24 hours. Cooked low and slow, the Vindaloo will have fork tender meat and the curry sauce will be rich and unctuous. Anyway, enough jibber jabber. Time to cook. This, my friends, is dried tamarind and we're using it in our Vindaloo paste. So we gotta soak it in some warm water for about 10 to 15 minutes. Next, we're gonna make our Vindaloo paste, and for that I need some Kashmiri red chilies, ginger, garlic, cinnamon stick, cumin seeds, black peppercorns and some cloves. And now we blend. I made the mistake as I should have blended the dry spices first into a powder and then added the chilies, garlic and ginger. Anyway, I add in the tamarind we soaked and some coconut vinegar and try blending again. It needed some water, so I added that, and then finally it started blending. Once everything was well blended, I opened it up. And our Vindaloo paste is now ready to use. It looks pretty amazing. Now for this recipe, I'm using boneless pork shoulder meat that has been cut into cubes with skin and fat. You can use pork without skin if you like, but definitely use shoulder meat. I add the Vindaloo paste and mix it with the pork after wearing my super sexy black glove, because otherwise that paste would definitely stain my hands. Then I realized I hadn't put salt in the Vindaloo paste, so I seasoned it with some salt and gave it all a good mix. And now I put this in the fridge to marinate for 24 hours. To make our Vindaloo, I get my Dutch oven on the stove and heat up some oil. To that, I add some finely diced red onions and saute them. I also season that with some salt and continue to saute. Once they turn translucent, I add in the pork and give everything a good mix. I add some water and continue that good mix before covering it with a lid and letting it cook. Now you just gotta keep cooking this till the meat is fork tender, so just open it up every 5 to 10 minutes and give it a stir. It should take anywhere from 45 to 50 minutes depending on the size of the pork cubes and the quality of the meat. Now you can see the liquid has reduced quite a bit, and I add in some raw sugar. Normally black coconut jaggery is used, so if you can get that, use it. I also add some more vinegar and some water and then let it continue cooking. I open up that pork and it wasn't looking as red as I wanted, so I added some Kashmiri chilli powder, which didn't really make any difference to it, so I let it continue cooking. Finally, after cooking for about 50 minutes, I opened it up and gave everything a good mix. The liquid had reduced considerably and the pork was nice and fork tender. I tasted it and added a little more vinegar at the end to give it that kick. And finally, it's ready, and I serve it with some rice and garnish with coriander because it makes the photos look nice. The pork Vindaloo is now ready and it looks fantastic. Of course, I got to give you that front camera shot and show you how tender that meat is. And also take a bite, and it's definitely delicious. So good. Anyway, let's do the official taste test. Alright folks, it's time to taste the pork Vindaloo, and look who's back in the kitchen. It's my beautiful wife, Dipti. Why do you make a face?
Because I'm literally in the kitchen all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, are you ready to taste my pork Vindaloo?
Yeah, of course. And you know how critical I am of Vindaloo.
Yes, she is a Vindaloo critic. Anyway, let's taste. Please dive right in.
So you made this from scratch with the masala?
Yes, everything made from scratch.
Well, to be fair, I've only ever made it with the paste, so...
If you don't remember, or if you don't recall, I made it the keto version right from scratch years ago. By the way, if you haven't seen my keto Vindaloo recipe, click here on the I button and check it out.
This is delicious.
Is it?
It's delicious. Obviously, it's really greasy, like all good Vindaloo is, because of all the pork fat rendered out. But the pork is just like melting in your mouth. It's not too sweet, and it is definitely not spicy. This is
Yeah.
not UK Vindaloo, guys.
Yeah, I think Vindaloo is not supposed to be like burn your head off spicy. It just became a thing in the UK and other curry houses across the world.
It is so flavorful.
A good Vindaloo is flavorful, and I think this has packed in all the flavor. Of course, you can make it spicy. Throw in those green chilies, those Indian green chilies, the fiery ones, and it'll become
Red chilies.
tikka, as we call it. No, red chilies, green chili. Put in whatever chili you want if you want to make it spicy.
Put in jalapenos, make it Mexican.
Yes, but I like my Vindaloo like this. Very flavorful and not spicy.
You know, with some fugias, it would kill it.
Okay. You might want to tell them what a fugia is.
Little not so sweet fried donuts.
Okay, we'll get into more Goan cuisine in future episodes when we return to Goa. Well, actually, we're going to do another Goan episode before moving on to the next state. But we'll get into that later. And for now, does this get your approval?
Oh, 100%.
Alright, this gets the horns up from Dipti. And I hope you will make this. Let me know how it turns out. And we will see you on the next episode of Headbanger's Kitchen. Until then, cheers and keep cooking. Hey folks, if there's an Indian dish that you'd like me to make, do comment below and let me know. And a big thank you to all my supporters on Patreon and here on the YouTube channel memberships. You are all awesome. And thank you for making these videos possible. Anyway, see you soon.